We're going to start our ribbon cutting ceremony here at the Sherwood Community Center. My name is Peter Gray, and I have the honor and privilege of being the principal of the Millennium Charter High School. A year ago, this school was an idea. It was a vision, it was a dream, and we put it together and wanted to see, well, will this thing fly? And it not only flew, but it took off, and it got speed, and here we are, a year later, expanding, opening another campus, and it's amazing to me to be here. I am honored. So I would like at this time to introduce to all of you my board president, the woman who is in charge of the Millennium Charter High School Board of Governors. Please give a round of applause for Marilyn Abad Cardinelli.
Thank you, everybody. It is a delight to have you here today because it is indeed a very exciting, exciting day. It has been a long road, a short time, but a long road. You are all here because you believe in our school, and we are hoping that you will take delight in what you see after we cut the ribbon. My job today is to recognize some of the folks that got us here, and I would like them to stand. The negotiation, I'm not supposed to use that word, huh? No. Okay. The agreement to be here was done by a team. It's a team effort. And from the Millennium Charter High School, there was myself, there was Joe Cardinelli, there was Peter Gray, stand up, Hamish Tyler, Kathleen Kahn, and Safat Malik. They are from, that was team, oh, and Phyllis Barza. Oh my God. Phyllis Barza, stand up. From the city of Salinas, we have to give a big shout out to Mayor Joe Gunther, who is out of town, and Jim Pia, the assistant city manager, Chris Callahan, Elizabeth Martinez. We worked together for many months to get as a team. It was an absolute team effort, and we are just excited to cut the ribbon, share it all with you. Thank you all for being here, all of you Millennium Charter believers.
At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce a person whose leadership has made this school the thing that it is today. Would you please welcome Monterey County Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Nancy Katowski.
Thank you, Peter. This is truly a very exciting moment in the history of the beginning history of this outstanding school that is now a demonstration school for the state of California. Let's give a Millennium a round of applause. And who would have thought a year ago when we were just opening the school that we would be sitting here today over at Sherwood Hall, working in partnership with the city of Salinas, and yet here we are. And I'd like to introduce City Councilwoman Kimberly Craig. Would you stand, Kimberly? Thank you. It's wonderful to have this partnership occurring with the city as well. And it's taken so many people to be part of this. It's part of this planning and bringing it about is the wisdom and insight and direction of the Monterey County Board of Education. And I'm very honored to introduce our president of the Monterey County Board of Education, who's with us, John McPherson. Also, board member Harvey Kuffner. It is the County Board of Education that authorizes this, is the authorizer of this charter school. And it's been such a marvelous partnership as you have your Board of Governors And yet the school is operating within this extremely new way of being, and that is to have a real partnership linking the business community together with the schools, together with the city, and really making this school flourish. We want to see this school be an example for all of our schools in Monterey County. The intent of this school is that it be a demonstration site, that it be a place of teaching and learning for all of our teachers and students in Monterey County, that such experiences that are being offered here at Millennium Charter High School will be able to be offered in our schools throughout Monterey County. That is our goal. We want to communicate through this school and create the environment and place. You know, it came about because of, I think, what we would call the chicken and the egg. How do you bring about 21st century learning environments when everyone is still in 19th century school models and the same kinds of classrooms that we've always had, when here we are in this whole new world that our students need to grow up in and be able to thrive and succeed in? And so it isn't until you create those models and you start to make it happen that it can really start to grow. You know, if we build it, they will come. And it really does take stepping out and taking these steps that we've taken to bring about Millennium Charter High School. And we're pioneering this. You are the students that are here today, the students that are in this class. They're pioneering the kind of educational opportunities that we want to see offered for all children in Monterey County. And being selected as a demonstration site for the state of California means that going beyond our own county boundaries to the rest of the state of California. So we want to be that model, and we expect that. We have high expectations of what our students will accomplish and how they will work side by side in the workplace with our Media Center for Education, Arts, and Technology. So it is quite an exciting venture that we're all on. And you know, this really came about through the vision and direction of Hamish Tyler. You know, it is Hamish who has been working tirelessly in the leadership of what can be here. He's worked to bring about what we're seeing here today. And when he came in and said he wants to expand and move over to Sherwood Hall, of course, we all said, "You want to do what, Hamish?" If we all remember that very well. And it's always been that way. What, Hamish, do you have in mind? And how, Hamish, are we going to go about doing that? So we've all been taking those courageous steps following in that vision, but there always has to be the whoa, Hamish, and the balance that we have to do. And I say every organization has to have a Hamish Tyler, and we are blessed in Monterey County to have Hamish Tyler. Let's give him a round of applause. Thank you, Hamish. But there's also a great deal of support over at the Monterey County Office of Education. And it kind of began back last year when we started bringing students into the workplace. You know, what's the initial reaction when suddenly you have all these students coming into your workplace? And it was like, well, what is this going to mean for us? And I think the very first opening ceremony, and then the tours of the school, and then I remember the Halloween dance to Thriller that they did and invited everyone out. Remember that? And all of the things that we did, that the Monterey County Office of Education has really embraced our school. All right, so you have a wonderful staff of people that are all here ready to go to work for you. So at this time, it's my great honor to introduce Hamish Tyler.
Thank you, Nancy, for those kind words. And to make it very, very clear, absolutely nothing would have happened without Nancy's support. And a good friend of mine that is unfortunately not here today, Steve Niasmich, and Harvey Kuffner from the county board reminded me of those hours and hours of discussion as this all got started. We thought it through, we planned it, we had all kinds of interesting moments, some ups and downs, and finally we're here. And I do want to have a special shout out to my good friend over here, Tom Mooneyham, because it was about this time last year that we were over at the Rabo Stadium, And the official for the Salina City, after we were finished talking about the football field and some of the things that we were going to do with the students at the football field, the official mentioned to me, you know, the Sherwood complex might be available to a nonprofit. And Tom and I looked at one another, and it was immediately, oh my goodness, this is something for the charter school. And you know, I think kind of in my bones, and I just recently lost my mom, who was a stalwart supporter of the arts. Her whole life was devoted to the arts, as I've tried to be. And it was through her tutelage and appreciation for the place of the arts in our life. And for me, it's all about sharing the arts and the very special privilege we have of working with your children in the arts. And I feel so kind of committed, yeah, I guess it's kind of like family, to Hunter and all those folks that we started this pilot out, and Marilyn and I with our Saturday morning workshops, just keeping the vision alive, keeping it going. And I'd really like for that, especially that junior class, next year's senior class, to know that I personally will guarantee that I will always be with you. And I will always try to make sure that the opportunities that we've worked really hard to give you will not stop when you graduate. Okay? Thank you, everyone. And again, thank you, parents, for entrusting your children with us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. One more for Hamish Tyler. All right, Chief McMillan is en route to R20, as they say on the radio. But on his behalf and on the behalf of the city, I'd like you to welcome Councilwoman Kimberly Craig.
Thank you so much. It's always fun to be the second string in the speaking world. My name's Kimberly Craig. I have to admit to all of you, this is actually not my district. It's across the street. However, I'm very involved in the community, so I will venture across the street every now and then to check in on you guys. But wanted to just let you know we had a great experience with Millennium in working together, not in the negotiation, but rather the agreement. One of the things that we really have struggled with within the city, and in a city that has a lot of different priorities and struggles to keep citizens safe and make sure that we're doing the right thing with very few funds, is really try to figure out what do we do with unused buildings. And have to just say, when city staff came forward and said, what about Millennium Charter School for Sherwood Hall? And all of us at the city council level looked at each other and went, that's not a bad idea. Let's talk about that. And so just want to say how excited on behalf of the city, we're really, really excited that you guys are here. We've recently redone the yellow hats in 3 stages of landing. The Rabobank Stadium, Tatum's Garden is right behind you. This is reinvigorating this area. And so I just want to say thank you. Thank you for putting your faith here in the city of Salinas. We're looking forward to being a partnership with you. And let's get our learn on. So thanks.
The chief has arrived at R20. Chief of Police Kelly McMillan. Thank you, Chief.
Wow. How's everybody? What a great day. Welcome. And I appreciate the opportunity to speak for a second. It's no secret that the city has some challenges. We're in the spotlight. We're in the national spotlight, and really not for all the best reasons. And so to be here on a day like this in front of all of you, to expand opportunity for youth, to really invest in arts and science, technology, engineering, math, to create opportunity that otherwise would not exist in our city, is so important right now and so critical. As I look out at the kids who are here, I look out at kids that will never be a law enforcement problem, that will be an asset to our community. And it does my heart good. I'm so glad to see all the committed people that made this happen come together to provide these opportunities for the city and for our kids. This is the beginning of something great, and something that needs to grow, something we need much more of, and an opportunity we need to expand to many, many more of the youth of our area. And so my congratulations to the staff and to the board, to everyone who made it happen, and most of all, my congratulations and my best wishes to all the students. Best of luck to you, and we look forward to the great things that you're going to be doing for us. Thank you very much.
I'm going to take a few moments just to tell you about how wonderful, he keeps reminding me, Marilyn, you hired me, and it was the best decision our board made, and that is our principal, Mr. Peter Gray. He's Principal Director Gray. I was reminded by Tom Moynihan that this is our second opening because we barely opened our school a year ago. It was something from nothing, but it took a lot of work, and part of the work was because of my dedicated board. So I would now like to have my board stand up and walk over to this side behind the curtain because we're going to now cut the ribbon. Are we ready? Okay. All right. Okay, where we're looking at everybody. 1, 2, 3.
I just received a phone call from the State Superintendent of Public Instruction, Tom Torlikson, congratulating Millennium Charter High School and the City of Salinas.
Welcome to Millennium Charter High School at Sherwood Community Center.